Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Angel, here, back at it again here at WrestleLaunch with Jim E. King.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
And we are back here with another week of random talk. We're gonna change it up a bit, and hopefully Paul just joins in randomly. But we're gonna change it up here a bit.
Active.
We usually talk about the weekly shows, but now we're gonna diverse into talking about everything, all the shows, all the news, and all the nonsense going on in the silly world of professional wrestling. Ain't that right?
Absolutely. It's very silly.
I think it's silly that Nashville is trying to put a bid for WrestleMania 44, a $3.5 million bid plus tax breaks for WrestleMania 2028, WrestleMania 44. I think
Nashville?
that's a little, yeah, Nashville.
Wow. I didn't know. Well, where are they going to have it? The Pyramid? Or wait, that's Memphis.
I don't even know what's over there. What's over there in
That,
Nashville for stadiums?
uh, that,
They have
so
the Nissan Stadium,
where the Predators and, yeah, that's it. The Predators are like the biggest thing they have there. Unless they want
the
to do the
G
Nashville Fairgrounds. Which,
the
great.
Geodis Park. What is that one? Is that a new one?
It must be.
Is it Nashville getting a new stadium? Right?
I get it must be because that must be the reason why they're doing that. That'd be the only reason why they would try to bid. Anyway,
You,
there's another one too. I thought they were supposed to be working on soon.
hold on now. I remember seeing something about like a new stadium over there and oh
Yeah,
wait,
like
no,
Missile
that
Stadium or something.
no, that stadium's already a thing. That stadium looks really nice though. I could see a Mania being there if they're willing to put the money in for it, but I don't know about like tax breaks probably sells TKO because
Yeah, well, it's
right.
any breaks at that point. Like they want to save as much
Any
money
tax
as they
break
can.
sells any right, yeah, it's
They're spending so
oh
much at
come
that point.
I think it's outrageous though, because where's that money even coming from to give to TKO? Is that like tax money?
It can be
Like
tax money. It could be. Honestly, some of it might be even donations because some of it is probably brought in by a lot of the business owners that are in like, hey, if you, well, you got to look at it. You know, you bring something like the Super Bowl or the WrestleMania or something big like that to a city that's going to bring in revenue to the city. So that's how the business owners are like, hey, we'll give you this much because we know you'll bring in 15 times that.
there you go. It says they thrive off economic development funds.
There
So
you
yeah,
go.
you're
See.
right. Also generated by the general taxpayer. So yeah, they're using our
Yep.
money to tell TKO come here. So
Well, I mean that they do usually stuff like that anyway. I mean it.
in general, right?
When Minneapolis built U.S. Bank Stadium, they used cigarette tax to build the stadium. Not even kidding.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yep. My ex-wife was a cigarette smoker, and her cigarette cost went from I think it was $5 for a pack to about $11 because the tax went from I think 4 to
Oh
12
Jesus,
12%. Yeah.
we're getting that stadium. Says.
Yep.
Well,
I
I
mean, it
I
looks
think
nice.
I think Nashville. If they get a Mania, I'll be happy as long as it's in the North American country, I should
Yeah.
say,
I mean, it
because
can be in a
or it could be
continental.
anywhere.
It could be even South America as long as it's over this way.
No, it's not Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, over
I'm
there.
not big on
You don't need to go over
that,
there.
but a bigger thing that happened on Raw, which I enjoyed, and I know you enjoy Joe Henry. Who
Yeah,
doesn't enjoy Joe
I love
Henry?
Joe Henry.
I don't know if you caught it, but he made his debut on Monday Night Raw, and he took shots at Logan Paul, and I thought that was hilarious. He did a
I
really good song, and he
did not.
and carried it on with "Can We Fire Logan Paul?" and sang it and sang it. So Logan Paul versus Joe Henry seems to be the move for the next.
Absolutely.
And I that sounds really good. Logan Paul's good this good athlete, and Joe Henry can go, and they both
I
can talk and sing and
I hate
dance.
to admit that, but yes, Logan.
Yeah.
Logan is decent in the ring. Like I'm not a hater as much as I just as far as Logan Paul goes. Like I just never really cared for him because it's just whatever. You know, you cannot dislike people and not be a hater. But as far as wrestling goes, I've never been able to deny his athleticism. That man, like he especially for somebody who that wasn't his lifelong goal and like he trained his whole life for and stuff. Like he took to it to like a fish to water, and it's um. I, I'll admit there's a hint of jealousy because it's like, damn, dude, like, where did that come from? Because like I had to fight for
No,
it.
you know what? That's that. I definitely feel that because it's like, damn, you because you were a celebrity or a YouTuber that blew up, you got the keys to the easy access to WWE
Yeah.
versus someone else who's wrestling in some garage to make it up there, and it's gonna
Mhm.
take 10 years to get to that spot or more, and I definitely understand that feeling,
Yep.
but like my thing is that if he was trash, then I'd hate it, but
He's actually good.
he's
Yeah.
so good, and that's the part that sucks.
And I think maybe that's the reason why they keep like doing stuff with like Jelly Roll. Maybe that's why, because they're like, you know what, we have Logan Paul, and you may not like Logan Paul, but it could be worse. It could just be Jelly Roll. There could be Jelly Roll only and no Logan Paul and no Lil Yachty and this and that. Hey, look at that. I know enough about WWE to know that Lil Yachty's involved. Yeah.
There you go. And he's been taking bumps
He
too,
has been
so
taking bumps. I'm going to give him a
there
lot
you
of credit too. Because that's another thing I noticed, that people were giving Yachty a lot of crap for just being whatever. And like, I think it was the first SmackDown after WrestleMania. He even said it. He's like, I'm still here. So, haha. And he showed up at the last one too, and he took a bump. But oh man, I saw that segment with Sami Zayn in the gingerbread outfit. The moment I saw Gingerbread Man, I'm like, that's Sami Zayn. The moment I even said it in our Discord, I was just like, that is Sami Zayn. And he attacked him, and I'm just like, haha. But it was good. It was exactly as it needed to be.
I I will say though, I think the thing that got it is when Lil Yachty said that tweet about, well, I watch the pay-per-views every month
Mm-hmm.
and watch the shows every week, and I'm like, well, does that mean I get to be in the ring? So that was my only
That
hate
yeah,
for it,
I'll give him
but
crap.
then but he's coming off as like a heel manager, like that heel manager, and he took a really good bump at Mania. I
He
like that
did. He did.
barricade bump he took.
Mm-hmm.
He ate that, and I was like, oh, yep, that's how you do it.
And
So that's a
that's
lot
one
of
thing too.
fun.
If you can take a bump, like Speed too, man. I like. Okay, I will admit I
Well,
saw.
Speed's an athlete.
I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, like okay, the the bumps that he took in his match that he had at Mania this year, you know, but
Right.
that fucking
That
spear
table.
last year, I'm gonna
Oh
say
yeah,
was
that
the
oh
bump that gave me the respect for him, because like I saw that bump and he took from was it Breaker?
yes, it was Braun Breaker that killed
Phew.
him.
He fucking annihilated that poor man. And so like I mean, and I saw a video too of him walking backstage, and like Trips asks him if he's fine. And then a couple of months later, I see a video of him training with Randy Orton, and like he's selling with Randy Orton, and even Orton is just like, "Hey, are you okay?" And Speed's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "That motherfucker was selling the whole time."
Me and him are the same age, and I've been watching him. I've watched him grow since he started streaming, and man, his show up and come up is really good. He's
Uh-huh.
athletic, and when it comes to WWE, his facial expressions are really really good.
Yep.
My thing is, if that man can talk, I think he should pursue fucking pro wrestling and go to NXT or something. I
Yeah.
think he could genuinely thrive off becoming a pro wrestler full time
And see,
if he
I've been
wanted to.
seeing a lot more of that too, because BDE does that as well, and he's in
Oh,
TNA.
BDE, and who's the other guy again? He used to do YouTube too. I forgot his name. I used to watch him. He would play 2K all the time, and he's also a wrestler too with BDE.
Which one? There's
Is
few.
his name like Chris or Dank Ops? Dank Ops, you know him?
No, off the top of my head, I do not.
Dank Ops, yeah, I can't believe he wrestles now because I used to watch him when I was a kid, and he would just play 2K and review the shows, and now he's a wrestler too, alongside with
Hang on, I gotta
BDE,
look it
and
up and
it's
find out,
it's
because now I need to make
it's
sure. Just keep talking, man. I'm gonna find out
pretty
all about.
gnarly. But no, yeah, but it always excites me to see like people go becoming wrestlers and do it the
Yeah.
long route like BDE and Dank Ops. I'm not saying Speed didn't either. Speed obviously probably the last year has been working to be where
What?
he is, and they just brought him up. Oh, you know who I'm talking about now?
Yeah, I didn't know that he streamed first. What the hell? I only know him as a wrestler. He's in
Yeah, he
World League
wrestles.
Wrestling or whatever,
Oh
the
wait, what?
NWA
You didn't
thing.
know he was a
No,
YouTuber
I
first?
just
Yeah, he
thought
was
he
a
was a
YouTuber.
wrestler.
No, he was a YouTuber. That's
What?
even funnier.
No, I had no idea.
No, yeah. So he does his own stick, and I like it because it's like, well, these people love the business and have spent their lives, talking about the business online, and now they're in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing, man. And like for me, it kind of was the opposite. Where like I started in the business, and obviously, like when I first started, well, I can't say in the business. I I did a lot of bit parts and some indie wrestling and whatnot. I never really went anywhere with it, but at the end of the day, I could still say I did it. Um, but I went from the time when this wasn't a thing. First of all, like talking, and if we wanted to sit down and talk about wrestling like this, we had to be together with a certain amount of equipment at a certain whatever, and instead we were
Right.
able to do it the way we're doing. Uh, so mine was actually just being in wrestling and being involved in it, kind of like how you are getting involved in it and just being around it and whatnot. And then as I get older, because I'm an idiot, uh, this is how I turn to things because like I still want to be involved, I still want to do stuff, and I've been training too. But at the end of the day, like it's not the training that you're doing because I'm more in the twilight. So it's just like if I decide to do it one more time, it would be specifically that one thing that we've been talking about. But it's one way that people can be involved, and people should always be involved as you should be with wrestling. And that's kind of the fun with it, is you need to be one of those people because that's how wrestling grows. That's how it thrives, as you get those people that are listening and those people that are talking and those people that are sharing and whatnot. That's the whole point. Even in like the indie stuff, you got uh word of mouth with like your coach's flyers that you're showing me. Like there's everyone's got to do their own part some way or another, because promotions aren't all the mecca like they are for WWE or
Right. Like
CMLL, AAA, stuff like that.
all those big majors, they have every organization and they have every single team for everything. So that's why I would like to ask you and hear this. This might genuinely get you a little annoyed, and it gets me annoyed. Is WWE has a writing team. We all know
Oh
that.
yeah, I know where you're going with this.
And WWE has a production team.
Mm,
We all know that. A big one and a
yep.
big budgeted one. And the TKO president decided to state that Nick Khan and Triple H are using AI for storylines and for graphics, which graphics have been used recently, and it's really dumb. But the most recent one was last night, and they used it for that. What was it? The what's her name? The
Zaria
the
or
girl
whatever.
that yeah, Zarya, and they used AI, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like for the whole video. It was the whole video was literally AI,
Yeah, it wasn't
and the
her or
girl
whatever.
they showed Soruka, and it wasn't even. It was just a random generated girl with her hair,
Yep.
and it was so like what's the point of you having a production team, a graphics team, and you're just gonna type in a chat to make you a video real quickly? Like that gives me fear of the future of the business in some way, because it's like you're gonna lose people's jobs. Are gonna be losing their jobs because they're gonna be relying on dumb stuff like that. And same for the writing. You have a huge writing team for both Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and Evolve, and whatever the heck and you're relying on AI. And all AI does is take the information that's already existed and then recycle it and give it
Yep.
to you back. That's literally all AI does. So I don't understand why these great wrestling minds, like someone like who's has so much brain in wrestling, like Triple H, is relying on AI or using AI in general. Like I don't get it. It's like a slap in the face to someone who wants to be there and work there and get put input in there and stuff that actually understands whatever part of the business, and then just to be overshadowed by AI. It's
Absolutely.
so
I
cheap, lazy, and just dumb.
I don't understand it. When it comes down to it, I use AI for stats, for like baseball stuff like that. Like I get curious, and I'll be like, "Hey, what's this dude's batting average?" That's the amount that I use that, and that's because that's for me all AI is useful for. Um, Artwork and well, okay, I'll admit sometimes I do some cool backgrounds and stuff where I ask for like a art mosaic thing as a background because it's digital art anyway. That type of stuff is the only type of stuff that I'll use for, because at the end of the day, there are people out there that can do the real stuff that you want done, and some of them are not going to charge you that much. Some of it you can straight up be like, "Yo, here's the deal. I'm broke. What can I get with being broke?" And they'll work with you. Some of them. I mean, some of them are jerks, but otherwise, some of them will work with you. Or there are those like generatable things that you can go on websites. Like you can create like a shirt. They have those generators. Use one of those things. There are ways to get around using AI because I'm not going to go on a rant, but at the end of the day, when I agree with you, if you have all these minds, especially being the company that WWE is, TKO, whatever, NXT, Evolve, whatever they've got, all these other subsidiaries, all that crap. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're WWE. You literally can put out a call and say, hey, if you're a wrestler, wrestling fan, wrestling whatever, come, try out writing for us. At this point, that's going to be better than anything that AI is going to come up with because it's already repeating. I feel like that's the biggest issue. AI repeats itself. No matter what you have it do, it's going to repeat over and over and over and over. We already had repeating over and over when Vince was still in charge. If we have AI take over, it's not going to be much different. It's going to be the same crap. So I agree with you. I don't understand if you have these people that are available, why are you using AI? And that's where, with the jobs, yeah, they're going to lose jobs with WWE. And that is just going to bolster every other wrestling promotion that there is because they're going to move on because there are going to become writers in MLW. There's going to become writers in CMLL because they do have writers. I don't know if people realize that, but indie promotions and other promotions around the world, they have writers as well. New Japan does, Noah does, CMLL, AAA, even I think it's international. I don't remember. IRWG. It's a Mexican lucha libre indie. They have writers. Like I read all about how they have this person that left and whatever. Like there's places for them to go. If that's how they're going to be, then yeah, they're going to lose all of that. And then they're going to learn that the fans who have already made it so that people could buy $110 tickets for WrestleMania because it didn't sell out, that the fans are going to get wise and they're not going to go to the shows. And that's where Saudi or wherever Mania is going to, be a problem because, yeah, sure, those people will go, but those people also think Yokozuna's still alive. So at the end,
or anyone that's deceased from the time period.
Yeah, and I mean I'm not knocking that. Like I'm sorry if anyone finds that insensitive, but I'm sorry, but Yoko has been gone for a minute. Rodney's been. Oh my God, it's Paul.
Mr. Paul made it to the recording, and we're speaking about how Saudi Arabia is a little dated on their.
They think Rodney Anawati is still alive.
Oh yeah, they've thought that for a while now.
Exactly. So for me, I was saying that it because we were talking about their AI disclosure that they mentioned recently, and I was mentioning that Angel mentioned that it's going to start jobs and this and that, and I was going on about how the fans are going to eventually get tired of it because it's going to repeat itself, and the fans already made cheap tickets for WrestleMania Night 2 because they didn't want to go. Then they're going to have the Middle Eastern WrestleMania where the only reason that it's going to have fans is because of the Saudi fans, those people who have money to waste.
Yeah. And no, not even that. The tickets are like $5 to attend a Saudi show. I saw the packages for I think what is it, the next Saudi thing? It's like $80 for the whole, the 20 grand VIP packages you pay for. It's like $80 over there.
Yep.
$5 for seats. And I'm like, well, Jesus, I don't want to go over there, but do I have to do that just to experience it instead of paying 20 or 40 grand over here? Where what the heck? They're getting it for not even half the price. They're getting it for like 1% of what it is over here.
You know what? Now it's something that I should check out. I should see how much it would cost to fly to Saudi. Pay for a passport, fly to Saudi, go to Saudi WrestleMania, and then fly back to see if it'd be cheaper than going to last year's WrestleMania.
Right, and for folks that are in the recording, Paul has just joined us.
Hey, yeah, it is cheaper because they don't care. They've already been paid up front for that show.
That's true.
It doesn't matter to them
They're not making revenue on it.
They're not making anything on it.
So does that mean that like $100 million, and then they're gonna make a crap ton of money off advertisements? So does this mean that next year's Mania is just them getting a giant wad of money?
All you're gonna see is Riyadh season commercials. That's it.
Yep.
They're gonna pay him like $500 million to play the same Riyadh commercial over and over again for both nights.
They got the money. Why not?
Right.
I mean,
and Riyadh partners. They're only Riyadh partners too.
That too. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing over and over. That's what I mean by it. It's gonna not only is AI gonna be repetitive, but like that's just the next year is basically gonna be the same thing that we saw. It's gonna be what was it, 40 to 41, or no, 39 to 40. That stretch where everyone was kind of upset with the finish of 39, and the only reason why anyone was happy was because they redeemed themselves with 40 and the way that Cody won and how his dad and this and that. It's going to be the same thing where like right now nobody cares. There are some
Right now,
people who
nobody
check it.
cares. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well,
Just like then, like nobody cares.
like right now, I don't really care about WWE in the moment. Like I can't even get over. Like the Roman Championship just kills me because it's like repetitive, boring. SmackDown, Cody. I love Cody, but stale. Um, like the champions right now are. I mean, I can't give you the break. When I go to the alternatives, TNA, I can't stand their decisions in business and then their decisions on TV. AEW, I can get a grasp with their matches and people I like over there. But like, and anywhere else, it's just like there's nothing for me, in my opinion, right now. But you know what is really gonna grind your gears, or it's really gonna grind my gears, Mister Jim?
Yeah. What?
Black Friday. The
Oh yeah.
last Black Friday had a huge amount of names and stars that were removed from WWE. I know we're still specifically talking about them, but like I will bring it up because I want to see where you guys think these people will land. But like for me, I just want to say the release of the entire White Six, other than like a Nikki Cross, which I mean, she was the first one announced, and I was like, oh, we're all right. She's gonna go do her thing because she graduated from the University of. First, I don't remember specifically, but she already has her career set up outside of wrestling, and everyone else is just gonna wrestle because they're the ones that were wrestling. She was really doing nothing, and then they released the entire Wyatt families or Wyatt Six, and for me, it kind of is a slap in the face to the Wyatt or to Bo Dallas, anyone affiliated to Bray Wyatt, because it's like they used his likeness. They released the documentary, they released the merchandise. They released they kept using the Wyatt name for this team. They feuded with one team, two teams in the 2 years they did it. The first year they spent 1 year feuding with American Society or whatever the heck, the group that Paul hates, and then they spent the next year feuding with the MFT and holding the tag titles hostage. And they did nothing after a crazy debut. By the way, they had a murderous debut, and they didn't. Bad writing, bad booking made them suffer, and they all got released. And they used Bray's likeness to sell things, and now they just basically released them. So I kind of feel like this is a fuck you to people that like Bray Wyatt, people that are related to Bray Wyatt, because it's like this is Bray Wyatt's creation. This is literally they literally took all this inspiration from his book and continued of what some of the things that he had written down for when he was going to return. They were going to continue the Uncle Howdy stuff, and it all came out. Unfortunately, he passed away, and may he rest. But like, I just think it's just a slap. I think this must hit hard for Bo because it's like he just wanted to continue Bray's legacy. They should at least kept Bo and Eric. Like Joe Gacy can thrive in the Indies.
Joe Gacy
Dexter Loomis can. Dexter Loomis can thrive in TNA, go back to TNA or AEW, and he'll be fine. And Nikki Cross already has a career. Eric Rowan's already an elderly, older in age. I don't see him doing much. And Bo Dallas, I mean, WWE owns the names of all and the trademarks of all this Bray Wyatt stuff, so he can't really even follow up with it anywhere else.
He usually
I don't see
wrestles
him.
on the Indies as Eric Redbeard.
Right, yeah, but I don't see him doing much outside of
He doesn't a lot, no.
Right. He's but like same thing for Bo. What do you do next? So that one grinds my gears just because I'm a huge Bray head and whatnot. But like I don't know. What's your guys' opinion?
I'm just gonna say one thing and then let the floor to Paul, since Paul's
Right. He can mop it.
We just talked about the AI writing thing. Motherfucker, have Bo Dallas be a writer. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
Oh my God, yes.
You and I talked. We talked about Nikki Cross. I like her. I don't. I don't wish anybody not to be able to work, but she was the one they did the least with out of that. She did some interference spots here or there, but
Right.
she was never wrestling any of the other women. So that one didn't surprise me. But then they started going down the list and ended up all of them. I mean, I hate to agree, but yes, they basically took that IP away from Bray, tried to keep it alive so that they could keep the IP, and then got rid of all the people that were connected to it. I mean, they made a ton of money off of that IP, even though they weren't doing anything with it. And yes, I don't like America made whatever the heck they were, because I'm surprised they didn't get released. And again, I'm not wishing releases on anybody, but we haven't seen them since Chad Gable went out. But I
Right.
mean, there were, I mean, we'll never see a resolution of the whole Asuka, Kerry Zane, Io Sky, because you let Kerry Zane go. I'm like, come on. And then you throw Io right into a match with Becky, which I was hoping the other night she was going to beat Becky, and then Becky could go away for a little while, because I'm just tired of the Becky stick of it's not just me saying it, it's Sports Illustrated says it, whatever else says it. I'm tired of it. But I don't the bigger problem is it's continued to be writers that aren't connected to the business being the writers. And it's not to say that some of them could come in with different experience and learn the business, but they have to be able to adapt to it. But you've got a bunch of people that aren't connected to the business. I mean, Road Dogg was goofy as hell sometimes, and I think that's the way they cut it intentionally in that Unreal the last season. But you ran him off. He's part of another family that's been in this business for a long time.
Armstrong's been around for a long, long time. His dad's Bullet Bob.
Yep.
And one of them went to the moon.
I mean,
But you shut up.
he himself. One thing I feel like a lot of people forget too is that Road Dogg is a Marine, so he's got a little bit of a discipline to him too. I mean, he's done some dumb stuff. I'll give him that. He has done some dumb stuff, but what he may have done stupidly, he's made up for it. I mean, like he may not always, the Unreal stuff makes him look kind of stupid, but I mean, he was doing fine for years before people started even realizing that he was even a writer. I feel like a lot of people forget that these people, especially families in wrestling, the Rhodes family, Armstrong family, the Guerreros, for crying out loud, how many other ones are there? The Andersons, the Von Erichs. You got all these. I'm gonna keep going, otherwise I should probably not. But there are families in wrestling, and you have philosophies that get passed down, and you spend time with them, and you get this understanding of stuff. And with Road Dogg, especially, I agree. He is a generational wrestler and understands the business to that degree. And you have these people that they've let go that it doesn't totally make sense. I don't watch WWE concurrently. I don't make time for it. I'll catch stuff. Every once in a while, I'll sit down and watch NXT because some of the stuff that they do over there is interesting. Except for most of the reason that I watched NXT got called up. So, but they release people that doesn't make a lot of sense because they only just came back. Some of them did, especially like Malachi. Although Zelina, she'd been there for a while.
Aleister Black just came back a year. Literally, they released him. Sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
yeah,
you just
yeah,
so the connection. Aleister Black was literally about to hit a whole 1 year the day before the release,
yeah, exactly.
and
He was
that one
barely there.
gets me. He beat Randy Orton, the man who main evented WrestleMania, like 2 months ago, a month ago before Mania. So like that gets me because it's like y'all had them basically do the Karrion Cross stuff similar with Scarlett, and then you bring him back, and then you just get rid of him. But and you know what the issue is? I think the issue is TKO is looking at people as money more than what they can do in the ring now, more than ever. Because
Yeah.
it's like
Oh yeah.
if you're not selling merch, why do we give a fuck about you? If
Well,
you're
I
not
can't.
selling,
But the
like,
Wyatt Six, they were selling merch though, man. If you look at merch
oh, you know
numbers,
what? You're right.
that
Sorry, I
Wyatt
just
Six, I
contradicted
believe.
myself there. Yeah, but I was just, I see it. I'm just seeing it that way because like The top three merch sellers are Punk, Cody, and Danhausen. Danhausen sold
Yeah,
more than Roman Reigns, the
I knew that was
champion.
gonna happen.
Yeah, me so did I. And my thing is like, Aleister Black can go on the mic, can go
Hmm.
in the ring.
Hmm.
Why? And he was in the middle of a story with Randy. Why the hell do you release these people?
There's a
Selena
lot of
was finally
teams that
doing
won't take
something.
Vince.
Well,
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 that not, I don't think in WWE. I know I kept seeing that about AEW, but I don't know the reality of
Yeah, I
that.
don't know about that.
But, like I don't know the reality of that because then why would anyone ever want him anywhere? But he
Exactly.
lost in his return match in WWE. He lost to
He did.
Damian Priest of all people in his first match back. If that makes you giggle, like. But again, like there's talent in here that didn't make sense to be gone. There's
Yep.
some that I'm not saying they deserve to be fired, but like they weren't doing nothing, or
They could
they
have done
should,
something else with him.
right? They could,
well,
or they could go ahead,
if
Paul.
you believe the story, originally they were saying that it was going to be Aleister Black that was behind the phone calls to
It
Randy.
should have been. That'd have made more sense than stupid. Okay, I'm not gonna go off on the tangent, but
No,
Well,
right?
that would have
No,
been better.
we know why that happened, but
Yep.
I mean that would have made sense.
Oh yeah. I mean,
another name
he's spooky enough
that
that would make sense too. Sorry.
no, you're good. Another one that just grinds my gears is Zoe Stark, who's been out with an injury and finally got cleared to compete, and then they release her,
She's
and I'm
awesome.
like,
Santos
she'll
Escobar's
thrive.
injured too, isn't he?
Yes, he's still injured. He hasn't
Yep.
even recovered. He hasn't even so like, and then I'm like, that one made no sense for me because it's like AAA. You're losing people for AAA, and then like Zoe Stark again. I'm sure she would be good in AAA or what. Zoe Stark's gonna thrive wherever she goes after this. She's really good in the ring, like huge on her. And then the biggest one behind goddamn the White Six that just genuinely pisses me off is the Motor City Machine
Yeah,
Guns.
I was just about to mention that one.
Like these guys are the greatest fucking one of the greatest tag teams of this fucking world, in my fucking opinion. I'm not even exaggerating, and they've
Not
and
even
like
just tag teams, but like two of the greatest wrestling minds, bar none.
l- literally, and like they like they had such a good division, and they just the tag team champions are Logan Paul and Theory, and R Truth and Damian Priest,
I forgot about
and
Theory. I forget Theory's even
and
there.
And you have the Motor City Machine Guns doing nothing, be jobbers, when these two guys are so fucking god. Like their first match, they won the tag belts. For crying out loud.
Well, you know
Like,
they
and
would
it's
rather have
also,
AI write the matches.
and it's right, and it's also like the WWE's fault for the presentation. They just debuted it with no nothing, and those guys can be a character. We've seen them forever in TNA doing
They can do
shit.
anything.
Like they're like how did they fumble such a godly like tag team? What are your guys' Paul? What do you think? I don't know if you knew much about them as much as me and Jim did.
No, I've seen them and they're damn good, and it doesn't make any sense. But that's the problem with you don't understand and this isn't it's anything that's not happened before. I mean, they've brought this happened with Vince too, where they'd bring somebody in, make them a big deal right away, and then nothing. Yeah, it makes no sense why somebody falls out that quickly. Now, if you believe the stories, Vince was probably pretty. He'd probably get pissy if something got over that he didn't create.
Right.
And but I have a hard time believing that Triple H is that way because he's of a different. I don't know.
Paul,
Of every,
I'm gonna I'm gonna agree with you with the Triple H statement. Sorry to get in there, but like I'm gonna ask you this. Like this guy gave us the black and gold era and it was perfect. Barely any issues. And now like how you said prior, like TKO has now came out and said they have the final say in all of creative. So are you assuming they're Vincifying the company because they're not letting Triple H just shine with his own team and without AI and all their nonsense they have?
well, but see, at least at one point, Vince had a grip on this. somewhere along the way, the last several years, he went a little completely nuts and would do shit, you know, literally. Um,
Right.
but um, but he at least Vince had the mind for it originally.
Yeah.
These people have no flipping clue what they're doing.
And that's kind of what I mean to the extent of, like if they do this writing thing, they keep releasing talent, they keep releasing people and not utilizing people that they have that could do the job. These other promotions that they are worried about, or I guess aren't worried about, because, pretend they're not worried, but if you kind of program something, you're worried about them. They're going to go there. And I don't even just mean AEW, TNA.
Anywhere.
And I'm sorry, but
Anywhere.
Moore's Maple Leaf Pro is doing really well. They just got a TV deal in Canada. Like, there's a lot going on for them, too. Like, anywhere that they go is going to utilize that talent so much better. And they're actually going to do something with it and do something about it. That all that's doing is strengthening their competitors. I understand that TKO at this point thinks that they're so big that they can't fail. But I'm sorry, but in wrestling, you can. You can fail. You can crash spectacularly. I mean, look at what happened to All Japan. All Japan used to be the biggest thing there ever was in professional wrestling in Japan, and now most people barely remember that they exist. They lost like a good 75% of their roster at one point when Noah was created.
When, like, to add to that, when do the fans finally just stop and be like, all right, we're done
But
with the slop. We're done with the eating the
here's
nonsense.
here's the problem: is there's a whole group of fans that are come up under this kind of bullshit, and they are the ones paying the $10,000 to ride on a bus with Cody. They're the ones paying the exorbitant prices for the fucking seats. Not those of us like right here that I refuse to go to a live event now.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. No, and I can't. So that's the problem is they've created people unbeknownst to them, they've created the people that are willing to do this because I don't think they did it intentionally. I don't understand besides Vince getting rich off of it, how he ended up selling to them. I really don't know. And I mean, I don't know if anything will ever come to fruition from that lawsuit from the
No,
stockholders.
I highly doubt it. My wish was that, like, they would reverse the purchase or some shit, like, but
No,
that would
no,
never happen.
that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen
Why do you guys think that Vince didn't leave the company to, like, a Steph or a Shane or just a wrestling mind, not a corporate
because
mind?
because
Go ahead.
because as soon as he left and Triple H did take over fully, what happened? It took off.
That's the Sky WrestleMania that 2024 skyrocketed WWE.
So his ego is so much that he would not be able to handle anybody else doing better than him at it. He felt that he was the whole reason for it.
Especially as kids.
And I just, it's, he would not want to see them succeed. You would think a father would,
Right.
but obviously we're dealing with a very disturbed man.
Well, we'll see what I'm officially tuned out of WWE. I'm just gonna say that there. I have nothing interested in it. I can't watch it anymore.
I mean,
But
I do like the first person to step to Roman is Jacob.
I like that. I like Jacob.
I like that. That's great.
I like Jacob a lot.
I like the fact that they started teasing the Punk and Cody.
oh, Punk and Cody would be like the only thing for me. Jacob and Roman for me would be is good if only if Jacob leaves with the title. But like they're just feeding
That's
the
not going to
first.
happen. No.
It's not. Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not.
necessarily know if now is the time. I mean, I know you want to get it off Roman, but now wouldn't be the time to give it to Jacob.
Right. Right.
I just like the fact that WWE is utilizing Danhausen the way he should be utilized. And I'm sorry, but that segment that he had with Miz riding off on Miz's daughter's bicycle, beautiful.
That was funny.
A lot of people don't like the Miz, but I mean, like right there, boom, you just saw his chop. That's my daughter's bicycle. Like, I'm sorry, but like, even Maurice, like most people used to just put her off as a pretty face, but like she can act too because like you saw the bewilderment in her face. Like, what the hell was that? Like, that was great. That's exactly how Danhausen needs to be used. And everybody here knows I'm a AEW guy, but Danhausen was sorely misused in AEW. They had so much potential for that. We could do a whole video about misuse of what's going on there, but WWE is actually using Danhausen the way he should be used, and the merch says it.
Not according to Meltzer.
I was just about to say that. Paul was literally going to bring that up. You go ahead and say it.
That was too much Danhausen for one show.
Too much Danhausen, yeah.
Okay, but Meltzer wasn't it Meltzer that said that Kairi Sane, was it Kairi Sane that got let go? The reason she got let go was because she wanted to go back to Japan, so they let her go, and literally she came out and she's like, "No, that's wrong."
Well, that's Meltzer, you know. I'm just saying.
Like, I used to have such respect for Meltzer, and all of a sudden he's just making shit up.
Hey, do you think he has a stake? You think he has a stake in AEW?
No.
Jim?
No, I do not.
Then why does he only give the AEW good ratings versus the WWE?
Because it's more who's in the match than the AEW.
Or every time he talks about something, even if he's talking about WWE, he somehow works in AEW in every conversation.
Hey. Kurt Angle has 0 5-star matches, but Kenny Omega has like 30.
I think he just likes Kenny Omega. I don't.
Oh no! Hold on. Me and Paul can sit here and talk about the nonsense of Dave Meltzer's fucking.
I'm not gonna sit here and sing Meltzer's praises. I mean, like I said, I like Meltzer, but at the end of the day, he has gone off some type of end that's not even long walk off a short pier or something. I don't know what the heck his problem is, but he's. Did
you see what he said about Hogan?
I'm not the biggest Hogan fan myself, so
I'm not either. But he sat there and said Hogan was not known throughout the world.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Everyone knew
because WWE was not a global company at that time.
No, that's dumb. Like
AEW is the global one. Come on now.
No, hold on. Wait a minute. Like Hulk Hogan was a household name before he went to WWE. He was
that's true.
He signed with WWF, like that.
Right.
He was in the AWA and he was in Rocky. How the hell? Like people in Japan knew who he. Oh my god, he was in Japan.
We just gave Jim a headache.
You did because he was in a freaking.
He's gonna crash out like you did at that one match.
Okay, so Hulk Hogan is not okay, so he's not technically the International Grand Prix World Heavyweight Champion, the first one, but he is the first winner of the International Grand Prix tournament, which happened in like the friggin' 70s. So like you can't say he's not. Oh my God, Meltzer, I'm gonna slap you if I ever meet you, old man. Oh, them's fighting words, man. Like I don't like Hogan, but like how can you say that?
I know. It doesn't make any sense.
That's just like trying to say that Ric Flair wasn't a jet flying whatever the hell he used to say back in the day, because like he did fly around in jets. Like he straight up had his own private jet. And he held a world championship hostage because that's the deal back then. You paid a deposit and he had the money to pay, and not to mention he had the money to be like, well, that's my championship. So like, you can't say he didn't do any of that. But, give Meltzer 5 minutes and he'll figure out a way to say it. Oh my God. Oh, Meltzer. Like I said, I used to like Meltzer. But that just, I don't understand. And as far as like, I don't even know what I think when it comes to that, because if he thinks that trying to say all this random shit that's wrong is going to help when it comes to WWE to help his validity, whatever I want to use there for AEW, is not going to help, because it just makes people think, well, he's crazy. Because, I mean, I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's sad that Alvarez on their own show sits there and argues with him.
I mean, okay.
Because he does. Alvarez goes, I can't go along with this. I don't know what you're saying.
So there are some instances where that's okay.
Probably.
What is it? Is it Busted Open Radio? That's like Greg and Bully Ray.
Yeah.
So okay, I do not like some of Bully Ray's takes. I think he's an idiot.
I don't like Bully Ray.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to what he did as a wrestler back in the day, sure, cool. I'll give him
Good,
credit.
very good. Right.
But when it comes to him talking and doing all this random shit and this dumb crap that no, like just stop talking.
Well, yeah, his take on the released wrestlers just really.
He said he hasn't. He,
I saw
well,
that.
I don't even. Yeah.
I saw.
I just that was ridiculous.
What Matt Cardona said, way better. So I'm gonna put that up. Since I have this here, I'm probably and I'm doing the editing. I'm just gonna put that up because like what he said is a lot better. But for me, listening to Bully Ray and LaGreca go back and forth is funny sometimes because LaGreca he has his little freak out moments where like how I just did with Melter, and he'll go off because why not? You know, he gets paid to go off. Those moments, yeah, sure. People arguing about wrestling sometimes can be funny. But if you're literally having a guy, because I think I've heard some of those moments where Alvarez is talking with Melter and he literally is like, I cannot go along with you. And for me, that's a different reason for why he can't go along with it. Because at that point, it's like you're splitting off into Crazy Land, which for me, Crazy Land is like the razor wire matches, not fucking barbed wire, because I've done stupid barbed wire matches because I was a dumb kid at one point in time, but I've seen these idiots. I was on YouTube the other day and I saw these idiots doing a match in a razor wire rope ring. Razor wire. I don't think I have to explain why that's dumb. Like, I understand barbed wire is not much better, so don't come for me, but razor wire is a lot dumber than barbed wire. Barbed wire is dumb. Razor wire is dumber. No, dumb,
Yeah.
dumber.
Yeah. Dumb and Dumber.
I already had a picture. I already have that picture on my computer, so I plan to use it. So you have these situations where people try to do dumb shit, and you're doing all this crazy stuff. And like WWE, they're doing right now the AI slop and whatever else they're doing. That is their razor wire because like that's the most extreme dumb crap that they're gonna do. And then you get Meltzer, who you don't really need to be a Dave Meltzer to watch WWE right now and go, what the fuck are they doing? But then he tries to balance it out with his takes on WWE or AEW. And I saw him say something about TNA the other day. It's just like, dude, just stick to the other ones. And I don't think he realizes that like at this point, he's not the young dude that used to do this, that built it up and people actually wanted to talk to. And, you know, I don't think he realizes that a lot of the comments that he gets on social media are not like haha, like the Young Bucks with their Meltzer driver. Like he sees that as a joke, funny joke, haha, like that's an ode to him. People go on there and say, well, that's our Meltzer driver. That's not a funny thing, bro. Like that, they're making fun of you. And I don't think I think he's so out of touch with what's going on that's why he keeps doing it. And I don't know. He's making it worse for people who actually like what he used to do, and it's like, bro, you make it really hard to like you. Meltzer just needs to like not retire specifically, but maybe just take a step back and just let people do his job and just like oversee, be an editor only. But yeah, I don't think he has a stake in AEW though, because that wouldn't make sense. He does get press passes to other promotions like WWE and AAA and stuff of that nature, because you have seen him in the crowd at WWE shows with a press pass. So you cannot get a press pass if you are affiliated with another promotion. That is something that I've looked into. So if you can definitely confirm that he's not part of AEW.
You know, to drift away here, today's AEW day, and Jim is very excited. Is MJF is fighting Jet Knight, or sorry, what's his name? What's his name in AEW?
Knight.
Kevin Knight.
Kevin Knight.
Yeah, Kevin Knight. Is TNT taking the TNT home? Is MJF taking the TNT home?
No, because there was, like I said when I was mentioning earlier about the What Culture video, they have confirmed from the sounds of it, unless they decide to pivot because that word got out, which they should, personally. It does sound like Darby and MJF are going to face each other at Double or Nothing. Unless, and that's why I said ooh, unless MJF does win the TNT title puts that title up against Darby's at Double or Nothing and becomes both AEW and TNT champion.
And then finally retires it.
Which, ooh, I didn't think of that. That's what he could. There you go. That's what he could do. He could merge it.
Retire the TNT belt. Just get rid of it. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
I
what
think it's
that's what New Japan did with their Intercontinental. So yeah, you know what? I didn't even think of that. That's what they should do. Like nothing against the TNT title. I like it, to be honest. It's a beautiful belt, but they have way too many belts.
I will say though, I am excited to see Brody King and Darby once again here whenever it airs, and then Jim will probably get a review on that later. But
Oh yeah.
I've seen them fight live already for Wrestle Dream. But that was all right. But I think this one will be good. It's a world title match main event, and Brody King deserves it.
Brody, yeah,
I, you know what? Shock me. Have Brody King win the title, just
that'd
to,
be awesome.
Brody King deserves it too. Shock me.
See,
Have
and that's I even said that with my review right now with Darby being the champion. That is the air that needs to be every single defense that he does. Every single person he goes up against should be someone that could win it. He went up against Tommaso Ciampa, and that match went really well. There were a few moments where it got a little crazy and a little bit whoa, but at the end of the day, like a lot of those falls, those near falls, really were like, oh man, could Ciampa win it? Could he? Because he won it he won the TNT championship his first night. So, and then now he's going to be going against Brody, and Brody is just putting on the run of his life. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's kind of the whole fun of it right now, because now you're like, well, what are they going to do? Because Double or Nothing's in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, that's the fun of AEW, and it sounds like they're just going to get crazier. Let's go.
Paul, what do you have in your brain of professional wrestling?
A lot, but not a lot. Yeah, I apologize for my absence here recently.
You're good.
Been family death in the family, and then just random things getting in the way of when I do certain things. So I apologize for that, and I have to apologize because I have to do that right now. I have to go take care of my dad and get him started to bed. So, but I was glad I could pop on with you guys there for a couple minutes. Hopefully, hopefully in the next couple days, I'll do another. I'll do my second Pier 6 Brawl because I just want to cover a bunch of things. One of which is obviously not enough people before they went to WrestleMania. Did not watch my video on being a fan instead of a fanatic because there was way too many instances over WrestleMania week. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to hop off, and I will talk to you all soon.
It was good.
Hell yeah. Take care, Paul.
What about
Mr.
you,
Jim?
What do you got looking forward to? I mean, you're the one that brought up Brody and Darby and whatnot. Like, are you going to be tuning
Brody
into
and Darby, I'm just wondering if they can do anything dumb. They usually
do
do.
something crazy.
Yeah, usually something crazy. For me, it's shock me and give Brody the title, and then have Darby win it back somehow. But just last minute, But Brody as a champion, I can fucking see. He's a giant fucking dude.
I love it. I don't know right now, no, but I would love to see it. Personally, what I think. So okay, I agree with you. I would love to see them give it to Brody. Unfortunately, though, it's the world title, and hot shot in the world title right now is a little too akin to WCW,
Right.
so they shouldn't do that. Letting it be won on an episode of Dynamite is one thing. That's fine, especially if it's right after the pay-per-view like it was. Again, that's fine. Hot shotting it back and forth before a pay-per-view is already scheduled and a couple weeks away, not a good idea. However, Brody, fuck yeah, I agree. He deserves it. He deserves a shot. He deserves a run with it because, like I said, he's been on the run of his life. And especially considering the fact that right now, the crowd loves that man. Especially with what's going on, the crowd love him because melted water,
Right.
Yeah, so personally, what I think might end up happening is I don't think there's going to be an actual finish. I think Brody is going to get disqualified because he's going to do that guillotine choke to Darby, which is actually illegal. And Darby is going to figure out a way to hold on and not knock himself out before the 5 count, and that's going to be the end of it. Or somehow he's going to do something to that extent where, like, I don't think there's going to be an actual finish. I think somehow Darby is either going to get out of it or very successfully come up with some way to get like a stipulation match, or he's going to use Brody's own momentum against him and pin him kind of like how he did MJF. Or not MJF, Jim. There we go. Andrade.
Yes. I was trying to remember. I got a bunch of names that flew in my brain. I was like, what? Well, I don't know why they all started going there.
The seatbelt, or whatever that damn, the way, that stupid figure 4 pin that he does.
Yes.
It's not stupid, but yeah. So yeah.
What do you think about Evil making his debut to NXT?
I think that's the only reason why I'm interested in continuing to watch NXT.
I don't know much about Evil, but
like
what
him.
can you tell us about Evil?
Evil's New Japan run was quite interesting. He really leaned into his name, and that's kind of why I'm like I'm glad that they mentioned that he was a former IWGP World Champion. I'm very, very happy about that. Like, I actually mentioned IWGP, so I'm just like, whoa, instead of just Japanese World Champion or something like that. So like, he said the IWGP. So, when it came to his NXT his New Japan run, he was usually the leader of a stable. He was a mastermind behind a lot. But when it came to his ring work, he was methodical. And when it comes to New Japan, their matches typically are what most of their story work is. And the man can become very sinister. Like, for crying out loud, his name was Evil. I think, like, you can get the idea. But when he started out as a young lion, which in New Japan, that's when they first start out and they just had the black trunks and they're training. He even had that aura then. And as he progressed to become what he has become, and like, he even brought, from what I can tell, he's brought that same gimmick from New Japan. So like, the look that he came out with in NXT is very much akin to what he had in New Japan. It can get crazier and louder. But let's just put it this way. He feuded with the Demon when Prince Devitt was still there. So if that gives you any idea, it can become a very fun thing with Evil. So that's kind of one of the main reasons why I'm even going to kind of pay attention to NXT, because I know that Ethan Page just got brought up to Raw. I can't watch Raw. And I know that Ricky Sainz, or whatever the hell his name is coming up somewhere. I think he's going to go to SmackDown, I'm assuming. There are a lot of other reasons that I was watching, but I'll keep an eye on them.
Ricky Starks. I hate the name change. I wish he was on Raw instead of going to SmackDown.
He would do better on Raw. I feel Raw is more
Raw.
Where
Yeah.
he needs to be. They need to make a switch, because I feel like Ethan Page would do better on SmackDown. Not like, that's just
Imagine him and The Miz.
That's exactly, yeah. And you know what? Ethan Page and Danhausen are friends genuinely in real life. So like, that again would even be better. Because when I was watching Ethan Page have his vlogs and whatnot during the time that he was with AEW, oh my God, Egon Page. That's literally what Danhausen's always called Ethan. He calls him Egon, like from the freaking Ghostbusters. He's always called him that. He still calls him that. They just need to keep going with that, because like, Danhausen, I love Danhausen and Ethan Page. Like, Ethan Page is a really smart guy. Another person where if they're going to have him in the company, they need to have him writing, because he's very smart and he's been running his own promotion since he was like 18. Off the top of my head, I can't remember what he called it now, but nope, I thought I had it, but I'll put it up there. I'll figure it out when I do the editing. But Ethan Page is smart. He knows his shit. Ricky Starks is smart. He knows his shit. He's a former NWA World Champion. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows wrestling. He's trained people. Same with Ethan Page. Like, there's some people in professional wrestling today that would not be in professional wrestling if Ethan Page didn't train them to a degree, and kind of going back to like the Motor City Machine Guns. They've been around and trained people. You got, when it comes to wrestling, there are people who have these abilities and they should be able to do so much. Ethan Page, if they're not going to utilize him on Raw like they should, because I have this worry, they should have him be a writer instead of AI crap. But that was one of the main reasons why I liked watching NXT was those guys. So I'm going to try to keep with it because a lot of the NXT stuff is really hard. You mentioned earlier about TNA. I kind of gave up doing the TNA AMC reviews because, like, my God, I'm actually working on a video, so everyone should keep an eye on that here in the next week or two, because I am writing a little piece because I don't know what TNA is doing since they've joined AMC. I do not know what the hell is going on. I understand some of their recording schedule is to blame for some of it, but at the same time, their recording schedule is also not very sensible. I've been working on a video for that, and it's basically just a rant as to why AMC's TNA is just terrible and why they should go back to Pop, because it was actually decent on Pop.
Hey, I like the Pop days.
Yeah, the Pop days were good, man. Like I went out and specifically got a version of TV to be able to watch Pop, and they were actually fairly decent. And now that they're on AMC, I don't know what the shit is going on. So I've got a little thing about that, and yeah, I'll agree about the AMC stuff. I gave up on doing the weekly reviews because, like, I watched a few of them back, and you can just tell that, like, I'm confused. And I'm gonna keep watching it, and I'm gonna probably keep doing, like, the pay-per-views if the pay-per-views are good, because the Rebellion pay-per-view is actually fairly decent. So as long as that keeps being a thing, I'll keep that being a thing. But until AMC's version of Impact gets better, I'm not going to subject y'all to that. So
AEW for me, the matches are the ones that get me. So you'll catch me talking about it whenever you speak about it. I got an upcoming video coming out for doing a new form of content here of unboxing trading cards. So if that interests y'all, if y'all like it, then I'll probably if the funds are there for me, I will do more of that or show off my giant wrestling trading card. I have a bunch of all sorts of promotion cards
Do
and
it.
stuff. So that's some stuff to note. But yeah, what else has happened in this world? Did we get about Jim near everything?
we pretty much covered it. I mean, I mentioned earlier that I wanted to just say one thing, and I'm going to say this right now. Tony Khan,
Here you go.
if you listen to things, and I know you do, I don't think you've listened to us, but if you end up listening to us and you listen to me, please, especially if you've made it this far, please just comment, like, and subscribe. But if you're listening, please stop with some of the names. Playoff Palooza is kind of campy. It's fun. I like goofy wrestling. I like fun. But Playoff Palooza randomly with no explanation, no extra graphic, no, hey, this is why, blah, blah, blah. It's just whatever. It don't make sense. Some of those, when you do that, it don't make sense. Can you just make some explanation instead of just saying, hey, this is the name? Okay, that'd be great. Thanks. That's all I got.
There you go.
Because I don't know what the hell he's doing.
And all I have for our grand finale is TKO. Stop putting your foot in WWE. You're killing the real fans. For real.
Just let wrestling control wrestling.
There you go. Jim said it best. Just let the wrestling control the wrestling. And that goes to you too, Tony Khan. Let the legends you have run the company.
Let wrestling just be wrestling to everyone.
You know what? Tony stays off TV, which I like, but if you were to be like, all right, I'll give over the GM position of writing to some legend, and he goes out and trains to become a wrestler, I would like to see that for fun.
You know what?
Just for the...
Just out of curiosity, just an ending thing, because I'm curious, and it's just a quick thought that I had.
Oh, let's hear it, Mr. Jim.
If AEW were to have like a GM, who should it be? Could be anyone. It doesn't matter if they're currently.
Oh, it could be anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be anyone. Doesn't matter if they're currently signed with whomever, whatever.
Would Dynamite have a GM, or would Collision have their own GMs, or would be the same one?
Let's just have it be the same one for right now, just because for sake of time.
Oh, I almost said her name. He's not even there anymore.
I mean, it could be anyone.
I would
necessarily have to. Be
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm so. Yeah, you're right. I would personally, as a general manager of of AEW just to have him on there. You could really have. Is his name RJ City or something?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, you know what?
RJ
Yeah.
City be the gentleman. He's British. He's so it's
He's actually
funny
not
and
British, dude. He's American.
oh, he's a. I thought he was
I'm
British.
pretty sure he's from your
Oh,
neck of the woods. I'm gonna check real quick, but go on. Go
yeah,
ahead with what you
but
were
I
saying.
think he would be a good, funny personality to have in as like a GM and stuff like that. But that would be pretty sick.
Oh shit, he's Canadian.
And 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 my backhanded second would be you could low key throw in. Well, no, that one doesn't work. You could throw in, man. It would. If I would just for the sake of him not wrestling, and he would be good at getting the crowd over, but just get Jericho out of wrestling and have Jericho be the man, be a
Yeah.
manager.
Okay. Yeah.
People would love it and eat it up. I mean, he can get anything over, like stupid over, like words.
Oh
So,
yeah. Absolutely. I gotta give you that one.
so yeah, those are my two picks for an AEW. What about you? Who would you?
Someone who would actually be utilized well in that role and probably have a lot of fun because it would just be something he could really do well with. I'm gonna pick two people for that because I know off the top of my head. One that's with the company, Brian Danielson. He would.
Oh yes, that
He
would
would
be
have
so
so
good.
much fun with that. And even if it's just an on-screen type of role where like he's not actually in control of anything, fuck, he'd still have fun with that. And if he were still with the company, William Regal, I love William Regal. But and then the off the fly person that like you did, somebody that I think would just be completely and absolutely fucking unhinged as general manager on anything AEW. Again, I have two. One would be because it would actually be kind of funny to see Mark Briscoe. Shit would just be hilarious because he'd just run it like his farm. And then the other one, because it would be chaos, but she would actually be good, and because she would be utilized, Britt Baker.
Yep,
Boom. I'd
no
do a
issue
mic
with
drop, but
that.
I don't want to make that noise because that would be a lot in everybody's ears.
Well, there you go. Well, we made it to the end, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this new episode of. At least we got everyone in here. We got Paul in here. We got Jim in here. We got me in here, and we were able to include all that.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys made it this far. If you guys are new, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, check out Jim's weekly reviews. I'm also trying to get in the gist of throwing something weekly. Um, and let us know what you guys thought. Jim, you are the closer.
Everybody, on my reviews, I say something that I really want everyone to just kind of become a mantra for them because it's become a mantra for me and I live a better life because of it. The first three rules are very kind of specific, and then the last rule is a rule that you can change. And this one is going to be specific for us. So stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and above all else, just love professional wrestling because it is for everybody, just like you. Thank you guys for listening.